Nah, y'all, I just put that live stream up. It was about a 3 hour live stream. I cut it down to about just to the point where that girl was talking shit about me. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit actually pissed me off because for a couple of reasons. Number one, she don't know me. Number two, black people tend to run other black people that can contribute more than the average black person. They tend to run them off because they ain't black enough. And yeah, sure. She ran me off because I'm not going to go on a platform no more talking shit about anything with them. Now that I know that how they view me, fuck them. Or really, pretty much it was just her. So fuck her. But that really, to be honest with you, that's why I don't really fool with black women in the first place. Because a lot of them want to pass judgment on me, man. Don't know shit about me, but I guess my voice inflections are. She's right about that shit. I am arrogant, though. You damn right. Do I think I'm better than most people? I wouldn't say I think I'm better than most people, but I know I'm smarter than most people. I really do know that. You know what I'm saying? It's been told to be my whole life. And now I see it. Like the average person who's a Umar Johnson follower, there's no way that they're smarter than me. And I think she's an Umar Johnson follower because she mentioned him. And, basically all it takes to be a pro black is to basically not take accountability for anything and blame the white man for shit. Everything that you don't like, everything that's not right in your life, you point the finger at him. That's basically what it is. So instead of, not looking at black women's hypocrisy, looking at the fact that, we fighting over chicken sandwiches and getting into fights at Disney World. Black, we ain't going nowhere, man. Not in this generation. Or we got to turn everything around and maybe 3 to 5 generations from now, we can start seeing progress. We'll be going in the ground, burn up dust before there's any type of change. And that's if we start doing things right. But it's not in our lifetime. Nah, not at all. Ain't no way. We too far behind as a people. And I was on their podcast before, and I didn't say a whole lot because basically all this talk about ADOS shit is a waste of time because with our mentality, the average black person, you give average black man or woman, you give us money for reparations, it's not going to bring us together. That money is going to be spent on cars, clothes, jewelry, and hoes. That's it. It ain't going to be spent building the community, learning how to navigate business and taking over our communities that's been taken over. We've lost the white supremacy. I mean, it's like when I took jujitsu, right? And when a cat put you in a chokehold or an arm bar or something and you just couldn't get out of it and it hurt, you just tapped out. But I'm tapping out. I'm not going to waste my time, energy, and resources on the black community. I'd rather deal with women. At least I get something out of it at the end of the day. You don't get nothing out of talking. All it is talk. I was at the Million Man March. All they did for about 6 to 8 hours was talk. That's what seems to come out of the black community the most. Now, what is all this talking and marching and speech giving and protesting in the streets and setting shit on fire? What has it really done for black people? Nothing at all. So, it's actually like, I'm kind of glad I made a decision to, or I'm making a decision to not be on them live streams with them no more. Just because I can see where I'm looked at side-eyed by some people that I need to be looking side-eyed at. It's like this. I don't know half of y'all. I don't like the other half of y'all. But 100% of you niggas, I don't trust. Period. That's why I'm not letting information about myself be out, because I know there'll be somebody to take me down. Like when I was 30 years old, bought a house, and the one I lost with the gambling and shit, when I bought it, I was happy about it. I let people know, and I'm an arrogant dude, and I think I'm better than people, most people, yeah, because I know I'm smarter than they are, and I'm actually more fit than most people, and I'm a fairly handsome guy. So naturally, Negroes are going to be jealous. So what they did, they set me up, and I fell for it. Here's about taking accountability. I'm not blaming them, but I fell for the shit. It was an overnight job, or I worked 11 to 7, and got caught sleeping or got written up for sleeping. When I wasn't the only one sleeping, I didn't point the finger at nobody else. I just tried to navigate around it the best way I could. They caught me twice, actually. First time I got away with it, the second time I didn't. Hey, we live and we learn. Don't trust niggas.
I'll share
Just
with my
listening.
feet, but yeah, I mean,
I'm really not. I don't have any white friends or anything like that either. I just don't. I don't have a lot of friends, period. But when I see somebody like you said that wants to be alongside with white people, I already know that this person is trying to get their validation, and I'm not going to get close to this person because they're going to take anything that I say or do and run back and tell them, especially if it's on the job. Luckily, I work in a field where I don't work. I work independently and don't have to really deal with anybody, so it works out good for me.
now, did
But
you
when I
ever
was
at any point have a close connection or relationship to white people at any point, or did your parents instill kind of like a white supremacist without telling you it was a white supremacist mentality, but did they kind of
well,
instill that in you?
when I went to a private school that was predominantly white, a Christian school, and I pretty much got my nigga wake up call pretty early on when we went to the Naval Academy for a field trip one day, and the bus broke down. So we went over into this field, started playing. We started roughhousing, and it was me and this other black kid. We was the only blacks in the whole grade. It was two classes in the grade. It was sixth grade at the time. So we were wrestling, playing, and this one girl's mother comes along and says, "We're not trying to have any nigger power here." And I'm like, "What?" So I go home and tell my mom about it. She writes a letter to the school, and the school is pretending to be up in arms about it, saying that the woman can no longer come to any school functions or anything like that. And we thought it was a dead issue. So, but in the seventh grade, she was there. One of our teachers had a birthday party, so I knew right then and there that what they say is what they say, and they really tried to make me feel inferior. Like what when Israel Bound told the story last week about how they told how God told Moses to put his hand in his cloak, and when he pulled it out, it was white. But they switched it up to be that he pulled it out and it was black. And I remember everybody in the classroom just laughing at me, looking at me, making me feel real inferior. And when it came to like dating and having little boyfriends and girlfriends, I would often hear, "Jimmy, you're cute for a black boy," or "I can't date you, Jimmy. You're the wrong color." And that kind of stuck with me for a while, and it kind of made me want to feel like I wanted to prove myself to these people.
Right,
Then
and
once I found out,
the reason why
mm,
I asked you that is because I could tell, and it's the same thing with Ken, and this is no disrespect to you. There's a spirit, there's an energy that comes with black people that have dealt with white people on a consistent basis or who have been
right,
affected by them. And you have that spirit. It's still there. You're aware of it clearly, but it's still I can hear it even in how you pronounce your like I'm gonna be
my
honest.
voice inflections.
Yeah, it sounds like a racist or a biased white person. It comes across as like almost like an arrogant white person. But you're saying
Well,
things that
my
are
voice inflection.
yes.
Right,
It comes
right,
across as an arrogant white person.
right.
And but you're saying and I'm not jumping on you and being trying to be facetious or negative or anything, but it just when black people have been indoctrinated with that white supremacist shit, even when you come out of it, there's still remnants of it that lingers on a person. It's so deep, especially because this system praises whiteness. It's like it's certain things that a person just in some cases just can't really fucking shake. And as a black person, of course, you're going to be aware that they disrespected you, but then there are going to be some things that you have of theirs, like certain inflictions, or what do you call it, afflictions,
Inflict.
inflections, or whatever you call it. And just the way that you speak, or certain things, and you will take that to around black people and you'll utilize that as a source of power. A lot of those black people at Howard University did that. They did that like a motherfucker. They often talked
You
about
went
how
there.
they oftentimes talked about how they were mistreated by black people. They were the only black person in their class. or in the school damn near. But then when they got to Howard, they still had a white supremacist mentality. So
Right.
although their skin may have been dark or brown, or their hair was coarse, their features were broad or whatever, they still brought that mentality, that white mentality. And any black person that didn't hold that white mentality, they had an issue with those black people. So that shit is deep when black people deal with white people on a consistent basis.
Yeah, based on my disposition and all that, I never really felt like I fit in, right? So eventually that's why I was really drawn to our buddy Umar Johnson at first, because I knew I could fit in there, because I was somewhat, especially because I went to Morgan State after high school. I was like, you know what? I got to get down and know that, there's more to us than we were slaves and stuff like that.
Okay.
So eventually, I went to college at Morgan State, didn't fit in there either. So basically, when I wanted to get down with Umar Johnson, he turned out to be what he is. It kind of really messed me up. So that's why I decided to just go my own way and just fuck with me and don't really fuck with nobody else. I just don't, because I know I don't fit in with motherfuckers like that. I guess because, like you said, it's that same spirit and energy to where I sound like an arrogant white person when I talk. And I'm sure that turned a lot of people off, but they didn't exactly know where it was and where it came from. Because they didn't know how I grew up.
I thought you were white too. When I first
You said that on the when you roasted me on the video. Yeah, your response to me. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah, you said that. When I listen to myself, when I record myself, sometimes I sound totally black, and sometimes I sound like I'm not so black. It depends. I don't know what it really depends on. Maybe my mood or what I'm speaking on, but my voice sounds the same to me when I'm listening to it from the inside. But when I hear it recorded, it doesn't sound like it when it's coming from me when I'm talking. It doesn't match up.
environmental. It's just
What about me?
About
me?
black people
With education? I stopped telling people, because I got a master's in education, and I stopped saying much about it because I didn't want people, like you said, coming across like I'm arrogant and I'm better than other people just because I'm educated with the right man's doctrine. So I don't bring that up. I don't mention on any of my videos or anything the kind of education that I have. I don't mention that because I don't want people thinking that, because they can probably pick it up anyway that I might feel that way. And then what you said, let me just chime in with this. You said, Darrell, be yourself, and then you attract who you attract. I often attract the type of brothers that want to be accepted by white people, and that's not where I'm at this point in my life. So
but that's what you sound like,
right? They outside my race and all that stuff. I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
You sound like a weird ass white dude.
Wow.
That gets drunk.
Go ahead. And what's funny is the my biggest audience of women that I would attract the most, it's not white girls, it's not black girls, it's mulatto chicks. And I think they can pick up yeah, especially if they be young.
You're mulatto, right?
No, I'm black. I'm dark skinned. I'm a regular black dude. I don't got no features the way you would think that I'm a white person. My features are 100% Negroid.
This nigga said
100%.
Like I said, you just sound like a fucking a white dude who probably I won't say Italian, but you just sound like a very like a white dude that's ready to hurl off the nigger word, who will get punched in his motherfucking shit.
East Coast. That East Coast dialect.
You said Joe Pesci. That's what you called me on the Vaughn video. You said I sound like Joe Pesci.
Jersey type.
Nah. There's not. You wouldn't be able to look at me and say, "Are you mixed with anything?" Nah, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, so there you go. There you have it. What kind of pissed me off the most is when she called me weird. Like, to me, weird means you stick candles up your ass and shit like that. I ain't weird like that. And what really, really, really got me upset was when she said I sounded like some Italian dude that's ready to drop the N-word and get punched in his face. Well, I'll say this, I'm sure a lot of my mannerisms come from the fact that I never played a game of organized basketball in my life. I was on the wrestling team, right? So if you punch me in the face Do you think it's gonna be? I'm gonna like benefit from the fact that I wrestled and didn't play basketball, or if I did play basketball and somebody punched me in the face, I'm gonna benefit off the fact that I played basketball? No, not at all. Like you don't know how many times I fought niggas who thought I was some clown. Yo, you try to wrestle me, I'ma kill you. Or oh, yo, why you choke me, man? Or every time you put them down on the ground, because in a fight, once the fight hits the ground, you ain't getting back up. Oh, break it up, break it up. The niggas always jumping to break it up. Now, one thing they could have done in a lot of those instances was, kick me in the side of the head. They didn't do that. They just would break us up. We'd start on our feet again. I take the nigga down, and when I'm administering punishment, they pull me off again. We kept doing it over and over. So I never really got to lay into no niggas because every time I got them on the ground, put them in a headlock. Niggas can't even get out of a headlock, man. And this is before I learned chokeholds and shit. So that's what really got me upset, to think that you can just punch me in the face and I ain't gonna do shit. No, she definitely don't know me, man. It's like you got the spectrum of Tiger Woods at one end, 50 Cent on the other end. I'm cut right down the middle, man. Period. And that's the whole thing about this YouTube society. I'm exactly who I am on this YouTube shit. I ain't no keyboard warrior, nothing like that, or no internet thug, not at all. What you see is what you get with me, period. And which is another reason why I steer clear of niggas. Like, I knew once I made that scammers video with about 4 females, Jaja Ali, Michi X, Paris Milan, and Cynthia G, about them. It's called Scammers. Some of you might have seen it. But I knew once I made that, I crossed the Rubicon, meaning there was no way for me to come back after that. That's why I didn't show my face, because I know niggas will be jealous and females will be trying to take me down. Like, that's just what they do. We don't trust each other. Like, we'll go after each other, but won't go after this white man that supposedly, well, he did oppress us, but the one that's keeping us in this situation that we're in now, we won't go after him. We'll go after each other. That lets us know, or lets me know, that we've lost the white supremacy. Period. Period. So I'm not going to, use my brain power to try to come up with solutions or different points of views. I just know we ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere, okay? Because I'm going to have me a nice life regardless, especially when I steer clear of niggas.